Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Of course, you need an orthopedist. You go to Brock because they're the best. And of course, you need a roof. Give us a shout 364 1007, 364 1007. The name of the new roofing company will be announced any day now. Um, However, had a long conversation yesterday, and I think Monday is the day. So I think Monday will be the day that I will. You know what? How about this? I'll make you this deal. Even if we're not ready to full on launch, Monday is the day I'll tell you the name, show you the logo, everything. And hopefully we're ready to roll and we could be live on everything, website, socials, everything. Um, but no matter what, I'm making you that promise right now, Morning Scone. I told you you'd be the first to know. I don't know that all of you care, but some of you probably do. I will tell you the name of the new roofing company on Monday. How about that? Deal? Bet. Okay, y'all, let's get to it. As always, you know the drill. Smash the like button. If you're there on YouTube, subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Thanks for being with us here. Disappointing news for LSU. Transfer defensive tackle Dominic Williams picks Oklahoma over LSU. Um, and that's doubly crappy now because Williams is going to be in the SEC and LSU plays Oklahoma this year. We say it all the time with recruits. If you miss out on a recruit, that happens, but you'd always prefer to miss out on a recruit that is going to go to a school in a different league, different area, someone you're not going to play. So when you have to face them, it always stinks a little bit more. I mean, the best example we always give is the late Joe McKnight. Um, as much as it really, really stunk um, to see Joe McKnight leave Louisiana. He went to USC. He went to the Pac-12. I mean, it just didn't matter. You never saw him. So you hated not getting him, but he never hurt you. The worst thing is Devontae Smith going, from A meet to Alabama and winning a Heisman Trophy, right? So, anyway, so you will face Dominic Williams this year. He was the number one defensive tackle in the portal. The next guy to keep an eye on is Simeon Barrow, and that's the Michigan State transfer. And it sure feels like Barrow. I'm not positive on this, but it sure feels like Barrow was waiting to see what Williams was going to do, and Barrow is probably going to pick today. By his admission, he said Thursday or Friday would be the day that he'd announced. So it's now Friday. And the hope here is that Barrow picks LSU. If you miss on Barrow as well, not really sure what direction you go, but you'd love to be able to add a starting caliber defensive tackle in the portal, and those are the two guys. So CJ West from Kent State is the other one that LSU offered, and he had offers from everybody. Whoops. So we'll see what ultimately he decides to, but those are kind of the ones that are right now percolating that you're keeping your eye on with Williams picking Oklahoma. Also, we got LSU Texas A&M game 1 tonight, y'all, out at the box. Weather looks like it's going to hold. It's supposed to rain. Oh God, it's raining right now. But it's supposed to rain here this morning. But all the bad stuff, as I look at the radar, is supposed to move out by like 1 or so. As a matter of fact, as I look at it right now, 35% chance at noon and then just cloudy the rest of the day. So it looks like we're probably going to get lucky with the rain with LSU and Texas A&M, so they'll get this game in. Spoke to Kendall Rogers on AFR on Thursday. If you missed it, it's on LSU Daily. If you want to go catch the podcast today to get a preview. I don't know if y'all know this. He never really talks about it much, but Kendall went to A&M, so lives over there. So he's very plugged into the A&M program. So I thought he gave a really good preview of the series. Thought game 2 was LSU's best opportunity to get one. It's going to be Luke Holman against Justin Lampkin. And Lampkin look, they're all good. He's got 59 strikeouts to 15 walks. That's a heck of a strikeout to walk ratio, but he's a sophomore lefty. As a matter of fact, the guy you'll see tonight, Ryan Prager, is a sophomore lefty, and so is Gage Jump. So you'll see two sophomore lefties on the bump tonight. Jump's ERA 3.62, Prager 2.59. He's 8-0 on the season. 80 strikeouts, just 9 walks for Prager. For an LSU offense that is quite honestly not been very good. You're facing a really good pitching staff, and you're facing the best offense in the SEC. So you're going to have to do something. Technically, A&M second in the SEC with a 315 team batting average. They're third in the conference with 102 homers. I mean, they're the best team in college baseball right now. So you're going to have to do something extraordinary to win this series. But really, I think the hope is, can you go get one? And I think if you game two of the first 2 games, game 2 is probably your best shot, and then you roll the dice on game 3 and see how it goes, and you hope your starting pitching holds up to save your bullpen. And you can find a way to have your whoever is your best available arms ready to go on Sunday. So that's how the cookie crumbles. All right, let's say some good morning, y'all. See what y'all got. Fire away as always. Smash the like button if you're there on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. We appreciate our LinkedIn friends as well who are watching over there. Cheers to you all. Hey, Matt, good morning. Any day now. Deborah, baby Bobby, Jason, James. What up, Trey Fisher? Good morning. Good to see you there, man. Dale Broussard. Is today or tomorrow the best chance to take a game from A&M? So just talked about that, and I'll lean on Kendall Rogers' expertise, and his feeling was game 2 with Luke Holman against Lampkin is kind of the best opportunity for LSU. So see, look, if they can maybe go play some great ball tonight, but it really feels like game 2 is probably your best chance to get one. And we've kind of done the math before, right? You need 13 is where you feel comfortable. And to get that, you need to take 2 the rest of the way, but you just can't get swept. If you get swept this weekend, you're going to have to do damage against Bama and Ole Miss. It's like a whooshing sound. That's weird. Anyway, it's not rain or wind. Whatever. You'd probably, and by do damage, I mean you'd probably have to take 2 from Bama, realistically, 2 from Bama, sweep Ole Miss, and probably win a couple of games in Hoover. Larry Garner, Dalton, good morning. Matthias. Weather here in Southeast Texas has been brutal. Hope everyone's doing well. New company, new jingle. Yes, there will be a new jingle. I've already enlisted the help of one Mr. Toby Tomplay for assistance. Christian, morning. Since Dominic chose Oklahoma, hopefully that means Barrow is leaning towards LSU. That would be the sincere hope. Morning. Clayton, 0 for 2. Should have bet $1. Talking about otter locks. Jimmy has been ice cold, as he was so good during college basketball. It was literally his most profitable college basketball season ever. Talking about Jimmy for otter locks, Jimmy on. And in these NBA playoffs and the start of Major League Baseball, he has been ice cold. He was 0 for 2 last night. So I said on air, like, do we fade the otter? Do it? And ultimately, I was like, you know what? I'll ride, but I'm betting $1. I literally bet $1 on those games last night because I'm not losing any more money. Christian, it's my birthday. All right, Christian, happy birthday, man. Hope it's a great one. Cheers to you. How many years, man? Matt, 2 more days of commenting any day now. Jason, good morning. Jason has kicks of the day. I don't have them on yet. I'm going to Jazz Fest later today, so I'll probably and it's supposed to rain, so it'll probably be muddy. I'll just wear some old knock-around shoes. Brett, good morning. Great trip to Four Roses Heaven. Yes, thank you so much, Brett, for the text. So Brett did get by Four Roses Heaven Hill, had some nice scores, and he might generously allow me to buy a bottle from him. Might generously. Yeah, 2 of the recipes that he got at Four Roses for the Four Roses single barrel recipes. I think they call them like the master distiller's blend. And uh, there's different recipes, and the 2 that he got, I've never had. So I'm actually I'd be pretty excited to try one of them. So even just a sample, Brett, maybe sample. Clayton Knight, his birthday. Look at this. We got all kinds of Morning Scone birthdays. Shout out Clayton, man. Cheers to you as well. Hope you have an awesome day, man. Like the Roxas smash the like button. Glenn Laurie, what's the latest on Ocho's bet? You know what? Hang on. I'm doing it right now. I told y'all yesterday I was going to do it and I forgot. That's what happens. We're in the middle of the show and then I forget. Hang on. I'm literally DMing Ocho right now. Good morning, Ocho. Just following up on this. Would love to make it happen if you're still down for it. All the best. Boom. All right. I just DM'd Ocho. Got it. Thanks for the reminder, Glenn. Bill, good morning from Burris. Okay, Bill. Man, you are working all over the state, aren't you? Cajun Country, Tom compete the arena saga. I do have professional experience in Arena League. I also know John Forkay to play the game as a favorite. Got it. Okay. Oh, I guess that's to complete the arena. So got it. Trivia Carter, good morning. Von Bluesman, Tiger Diver, Any Day Now Roofing. Maybe we should call it Any Day Now Roofing. I've built a brand around it, I guess. Some awareness anyway. Morning, Matt. I guess we'll see Dom in November in Tiger Stadium against one of the best O-lines in the country. That's a great point. See if he regrets his decision then. That's true. He will Dominic Williams, Oklahoma, they come into Tiger Stadium for Thanksgiving weekend. It'll be interesting to see what both teams are playing for. I am not really a believer in Oklahoma as a contender this year. Could be wrong. I think Brent Venables is a head coach. It still has a lot to prove. Year one there at Oklahoma was an abject failure for him with Lincoln Riley going out. This past year, of course, they brought in Will, the quarterback from Kansas State, who is now at Oregon. Well, just look at the statistics page, Matthew. Dylan Gabriel. I don't know where I got Will. I was thinking Will Howard. That's what I was thinking. It was Will Howard. Dylan Gabriel from Central Florida. Who's in. So, but I look at the schedule this year, and their first four at home: Temple, Houston, Tulane, Tennessee, at Auburn. Then they get an open date before they do the Red River rivalry. So until October 26th, they're only on the road once. True road game at Auburn. That's the thing that shapes up for them, right? So they play at Auburn, then the neutral site against Texas, and then they play South Carolina at home, and then they're at Ole Miss October 26th. But now this is how they finish. They go at Ole Miss, home against Maine, at Missouri, open date, home against Bama, at LSU. So, like, the way the schedule is formatted kind of works out okay for them. They do have to play Texas. They're at Ole Miss, at LSU. They get Bama at home. And what is Bama by that point in the schedule? I don't know. Could be an interesting year for OU. Abner Neal, Brian Penn from Sinclair, Wyoming. Okay, man. Bryant, good morning. How close is the season over if they lose the series or worse, get swept? So if they get swept, Bryant, that would put them at 7-17. To get to 13 wins, you'd have to sweep both Bama and Ole Miss. let's say you took 2 of 3 from Bama and Ole Miss, that puts you at 11, meaning you have to go to Hoover and win at least minimum 2 just to get to 13 SEC wins, and you may need to play into the weekend. So, uh, I mean, it makes the again, like, with every loss I mean, this makes sense, you'll understand, but, like, with every loss, it makes the probability tick down lower and lower, right? So if you get swept or you gotta get at least 1 this weekend. Jeff, good morning. Bubba, good morning. Brian, good morning. Hunter, good morning. Ryan Stadler, LSU still seems behind on NIL. I mean, listen, Ryan, I've been pretty transparent with all of you on numbers because I know them. I've had a lot of these conversations. LSU's roster last year was they spent about $4 million in NIL collectively on the roster. I've told you by comparison, the Texas roster last year that made it to the college football playoff, they spent about $9 million on that roster. So LSU was very, very, very far behind in NIL, and I don't care what anybody says who tries to combat that argument. It's true. I've had detailed numbers conversations with people within the collective. With Gordon who's one of 3 7-figure donors that LSU has when it comes to NIL. I've talked numbers with him. He's talked numbers with us on the record on the show about it. So I'm not guessing here. The goal this year for LSU was to get to 6 on the roster, and it looks like they're going to push closer to 7, actually. So, and maybe even higher than that now. So they've done much, much better. I mean, I can tell you a year ago, I've told you this before, the 3 players they wanted out of the portal that all went to Florida State, Fentrell Cypress, Keon Coleman, and Braden Fisk. All 3 of them, LSU offered them each $100K, and Florida State offered them each $250. So while LSU combined those 3 players was offering $300K, Florida State was offering that essentially to each of them. So they have come a long way, man. I mean, LSU had $500,000 reserved for Brian Thomas, Mekhi Wingo, and Mason Smith each. They each had a $500,000 offer to come back for this season. They all chose to go pro, and it was the right decision. So, I mean, you know, maybe you could say Mekhi, but at the same time, you know, how high could his draft stock have gone? And uh, coming off an injury, do you risk injury again? So I don't blame him. I think LSU has come a long way, and I don't know, what the Dominic will. I'll find out what the Dominic Williams offer was. But like, I mean, I know it. Like y'all asked about Braden Montgomery, Texas A&M. Well, A&M offered him $750K. I mean, that's why he's at A&M. So, LSU, Ryan, isn't one of the pace setters nationally in NIL, but they're at a dramatically different place now than they were a year ago. And a big part of that was switching from the Go Collective to Bayou Traditions and getting a little more organization. I'm telling you, my understanding is there's going to be another big announcement with respect to that coming up here soon. That's going to help LSU continue to catapult forward. So they're catching up. And I'll tell you, they're in a much better spot than they were a year ago, and they're in a much better spot than the majority of college football. I mean, there's still those handful, half dozen schools that are kind of 6 to 10 schools that are outpacing everybody, that are just in a different level. And then there's about 30 schools that are all kind of, within the same mix. And then there's the total have-nots. LSU's been in that mix of 30, but it's elevating itself in that mix of 30 is the best way to say it. Pat Usman, good morning. Let's get some runs. Yes, sir. Hey, Dad, good morning. Timothy Fontenot, good morning. Black Connection, good morning. We need money. Shane D, good morning. John Palmisano, good morning, Matt. What do you really think the Tigers defense will be like this year? John, I don't know, man. I think Blake Baker will be a stabilizing force. I think it's encouraging that in year 1 at Missouri, he went to a team in Missouri that was 106th, made him top 50. I think they might have actually made him top 30 his first year. I think that's encouraging, right? Because, yes, personnel was a problem last year, when even like in the secondary, when you tried to run zone concepts, you had so many busts because guys didn't know what they were doing. Um, I think on the defensive line, you not only were you thin on talent, but you were poor on technique. You know, Mekhi Wingo getting hurt certainly didn't help. Um, I think realistically, you have enough talent. I'm not telling you you're going to be great. I don't think you have any dudes in your secondary. Yeah, I don't think you have any All America, all conference caliber players in your secondary. I'm very hesitant and skeptical about Harold Perkins playing inside. Um, and I don't know if you have starting caliber interior defensive linemen. I think your defensive ends are a strength on this defense. And I think your safety's improved with adding Jordan Gilbert. I think Deshaun McBride will be able to play as a freshman. I think Major Burns in a more natural position in that star position helps. Sage Ryan at safety is more natural for him than playing nickel or boundary corner. So I mean, I think there's some things that are going to be better. I don't think they're going to be great, but like again, even if you're top 60, you're just so dramatically better than like literally the worst defense ever. So I mean, I think anything inside of the top 50 is a total win for LSU. Christian, good morning. Pat Huseman, Brent, good morning. Gorilla, Charlie, Luis, what up, y'all? Just a few minutes left here. Scott, what's up? Ocho's about to be on the same level as Dwayne. He's got a lot going on. There's a big difference there. Jay Borden, good morning. Eric Chillmonger, what up? Kelly Gross, Joel, happy Friday. Time to stuff the weirdo Aggies in a locker this weekend, hopefully. Gary Hughes, you got to get you and Drew matching Jordan 4 retros. You saw those? So Ruckus has they're doing a drop of Jordan 4s in this beautiful like sky blue color. But it's a raffle for them, right? So you put your name in, they draw. Hopefully you get them. We'll see. Jason H, how are those 85 cigars? Ochos. They're really good, man. But I tell you, like they've had trouble getting them at Don Juan. When I was there last week for the draft party, I was asking about it, and they're having trouble getting them. So, but they're good, man. The ones I've had are good. Devin Johnson, has there always been 2 bye weeks? No, Devin. So it's just how the calendar falls this year. It's like, I don't know, once every 7 years or once every decade or so that you end up with 2 bye weeks because of the way the calendar falls. Who you going to see, Jazz? I was going to see Foo Fighters today, Jazz Fest. No, they close out the day. It's 5 to 7 is Foo Fighters. Send you a pic on the shuttle off the Churchill Downs. All right, Brett, I'll check it out. Thank you, man. Let's see, a couple more. Clint, good morning, Matt. Me and my wife will be down there Sunday for hopefully a rubber match between LSU and A&M. Hopefully it's an opportunity for LSU to sweep. That's hopefully. But yes, I would certainly take a rubber match. With it being Cinco de Mayo that day, what's the best Mexican place in Baton Rouge? Well, the most popular Mexican place in Baton Rouge is Superior Grill. So Superior on Highland will probably be packed. But it's a great place, great vibe, good food, all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to think by campus. I have not been yet, but Otter and Hanny do their show at Los Reyes, which is a new Mexican spot on Lee, right at Nicholson. So that's another spot right there. I'm trying to think what's around campus if you're going to be there. I used to be so good when Serrano's was right there at the North Gates. Like when I was in college, that's where we did Cinco de Mayo every year was at Serrano's. They did like a big like, parking lot party in the back, stage, everything was really cool. Hey, Gary, good morning. Oh, one more minute. Let's see. Mark, good morning. David, good morning. Tournament weekend for LSU. I think LSU plays their best ball. Pressure on, start Hurd. That's when he pitches the best. We'll see. It would be, I don't care in what capacity, if it's starter out of the bullpen, they need Thatcher Hurd to be the guy he was at the end of last year. That's just period paragraph. Brett, wish I was bourbon hunting instead of building this here timber wall. Jerry, good morning, Uncle Scone. Good morning, Jerry. Gunner, let's see, ready for late push in baseball, but man, it's getting close enough that I'm ready for football. Who do you think ends up being your main guys in the receiving core this year? Well, Gunner, I mean, the guy that took over, it was just unguardable in spring was Kyron Lacey. I mean, it wasn't just like by default, he's the next guy up. Like he was that dude in spring. Kyron Lacey, Chris Hilton, And then I think, some combination of CJ Daniels, Xavier Thomas, the transfers, Aaron Anderson. They all play different roles, different, spots, different positions. But Kyron and Chris Hilton, I think, are most likely to be your top two guys. Vaughn, bring rain gear, leave a towel, and change the dry clothes in the car. I was hoping to play guitar for a performer on the Gentilly stage, but didn't get the call. Sorry to hear that. Hey, Vaughn, I will bring some dry stuff, but man, suppose I looked at the forecast for New Orleans. Like by the time Foo Fighters play at 5, it should be clear, man. So I'm hoping for the best. So anyway. Okay. I gotta go. Y'all, it's 8 o'clock. Y'all have an awesome day. If I missed you, my sincere apologies. Y'all have a great day. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Have a great day. We'll see you. Peace.